What is up, YouTube? Wixzy here. In today's video, we have myself, Vieto, Aself, Gino, Flux, and Nash. We're playing our first game against VFL Como today, a side which finished middle of the table last season. Unfortunately, I missed the first goal where Nash fired a low ball into the far post. My first replay is a very good volley. The opponent smashes towards my far post here. My reflexes just weren't fast enough, and unfortunately for us, he plays the ball past me, managed to get through our defense, and in goes the goal, and in goes the equalizer. Um, so next up here, their goalkeeper Klein makes a brilliant heading save off of one of our corners we receive. You can see in the next clip here that Vieto is on a corner. Right here, Vieto's on a corner, and he plays the ball into the far post for Aself to try and get a head on, and he does. But Klein here makes a fantastic save to his left side, diving high up into the air. Um, we're expecting more and more from this guy, as he's been a good goalkeeper in the past time he played, and uh, sort of a bit of an idol for me that one game. Here I come out for a cross and managed to catch the ball on my left side. I felt it was a pretty good save, and I had some good decision making in winning the ball. I try and get the ball up here, and Vieto, Nash, and Flux try and make a little play. Vieto gets tackled, and Flux here gets tackled as well, but this time they give up a free kick, and this gives us a good position outside of the 18 to either shoot or pass the ball in front of the wall. And the plan here was to pass it to Aself, who then passes it back up to Flux or something. And Flux here didn't manage to get anything off, and unfortunately for us, the opportunity was wasted. Here, the ball is played right to our center back, Alpha for this free kick, and he plays Vieto here down the line. Vieto with some decision making cuts back inside and tries to play the through ball a little bit too early. Wins the ball back again. Nash here through on goal. He cuts back inside to try and get the shot off and takes an early finesse shot. Klein with a fantastic save to his left side again to his far post. And the cross comes in here, and Klein finishes off his saves with another heading save from the 6 yard line. Flux here takes a terrible touch, and Nash sort of bullies the defender off of the ball. Uh, Nasher here finishes near post with a finesse shot, and what a fantastic shot. What more can you expect from Nasher? He's found his form recently, and as a 5'8" striker, he has unbelievable strength, and his positioning is very good. He really lines up with Flux, who's more tall and powerful striker. Here, off of a little bit of dribbling, he takes a little pop shot to my left side, and I make a fantastic save animation here. Down low to my left side, I managed to tip the ball out for a corner where nothing else happens. Here the RBA comes in, and I read it quickly and manage to come out and get a touch on the cross before anything dangerous happens. And then another play here comes in, and I managed to come out far enough to where I can cut off the angle and make the save to my left side. I felt that was one of my better saves I had in this game, especially for how I've been playing. Here, a perfect pinpoint pass comes into their striker, and um, they finish again to my far post with power and placement. I told you to watch out for this Peter Pan guy. He managed to make an early goal and a late goal in this game. His finishing was fantastic. I mean, he managed to get the 2 goals, and that was the end of that game. So in this game, we have me, Aself, Vieto, Nash, Mawson, and Flux to finish off the attack. This is one of the dream lineups we have, minus Nico and Gino, who finish off the defense very well, along with Orange, who can play center back as well. We start off here with a clearance I make, but I mean otherwise, there's not much else that happens for myself in the while. Here, Flux almost gets a goal and tries a finesse shot at far post, and Phenom makes a fantastic save. Gets down quick and manages to tip the ball wide of the post. Once again, we have another offensive replay. The ball is chipped over the defender and Mawson plays an RBA into Flux, who manages to finish underneath Phenom right through his legs. Flux is here to turn up today. It seems, putting in good passes, putting in good shots. Flux has just been, very on form in the last couple of days, especially in this night we had here. Um, Here, there's a free kick opportunity, and we're all expecting either a pass or a shot. I'm expecting the shot more than anything, and I see the player run in front of the wall, which makes you think he's going to pass it, and he does. And he managed to get through 6 of our defenders and gets a quick pop shot off, and I managed to get down to the ground quick and make the reflex save. Another shot comes off, but I managed to easily catch this one close to the ground, smothering it to my chest. Here, Mawson plays another RBA through to Handanovic, who is Flux, and Flux breaks ankles with his Berba spin and manages to put it into the far post. Flux, yeah, once again, he's been turning up. This is 2 out of 3 goals he wants for his dream hat trick. Um, this is one of the first games where he actually decided he wanted to score it. Here's a replay again of the Burba spin, which broke 2 defenders' legs and left him wide open for an easy finish to the far post. As a goalkeeper, I'd be pretty mad because my defense obviously didn't communicate enough, and they all just sort of ran at the ball. Off of kickoff, the ball's easily given to Flux, who then gives it to Nash because he's not greedy at all. Flux then manages to get the tap in after an Asher's shot is saved by Phenom. Um, Fantastic play from our strikers, managed to get so quickly off of kickoff and finishing off Flux's hat trick, which he's been dreaming of for the past couple seasons of VFL he's been playing. Um, and he once again, Flux here cuts in, already man of the match basically, and gives Mawson a shot, the opportunity to take a shot. He does, and he goes to the far post. Phenom makes a fantastic save, and here we start off with some defensive replays. Balls come in, and you expecting the sweat, and unfortunately, my defense couldn't quite get to the other player in time to manage to cut off the sweaty pass. I'm like a sitting duck there. My hands go up. My goalkeeper couldn't have done anything else. Um, I'm thinking that maybe I could have positioned myself differently and gone more to the middle of my goal, but otherwise, there's nothing else I could have done. Here again, there's another opportunity. He has a little bit of a dribble, and he shoots far post, and I try to make the save, and the ball easily deflects to their player Perlo, who finishes up into in the top corner of the net on the far side. I tried to make this save, and the defense got a good deflection off, but otherwise, there was another bit of an EA kind of thing. It just wasn't very good play from our defense, myself especially, not being able to react fast enough to get the shot off. Here another far post shot comes in, and I make a fantastic save with my bottom left hand to tip the ball wide of the post. You can see my player Marc-Andre ter Stegen, one of my dream idols as a player and as a FIFA player as well. Griezmann takes a shot to the far post, and Mawson tries to play it back in, but unfortunately for us, Phenom puts it just far enough to the post. Mawson here tries the same thing as Vieto did, and unfortunately can't get it in either. Phenom making another fantastic bottom corner save, keeping his team into the run for the lead. Phenom makes another fantastic save off of Flux's header. So now 3 of our 4 strikers have tried to put a shot in. Some are on Phenom, and he's saved it, of course. Here, the ball comes in quickly for them, and our defense gets into a bit of a shuffle with him, and I make the save of the season, I think, personally, so far. I put my right hand up far enough to tip it way over the bar and manage to make the save to keep us in the league, and in the lead for that case. Here, another header comes in, tip it over the bar, and that was the final save of the game that I had. In the last replay is, just pointless. So myself, Aself, Vieto, Mawson, Nasher, and Flux are playing in this last game as well. VFL US Latina is the team we're going to play. Um, we start off pretty strong with here Mawson playing a little game with Nasher and Vieto. Nash cuts back inside and plays it to Mawson, who decides, I'm going to take a little dribble. So here he goes past 1 player, 2 player, and takes a shot to the far post, leaving the keeper sitting there, aweless, and the shot that Mawson just put off. Fantastic play from Mawson. It's probably the best goal he scored all season. He's been vital in some of our games with his any, and he's a pretty good defender, and not much more you could ask for from Mawson, especially. Goalkeeper was a sitting duck, and he was already, reacting to the other save. Here, the ball comes in pretty dangerous, and I'm hoping that Mawson will be able to win the ball, and unfortunately he doesn't. Here, an amazing shot comes off to my far post, and nothing else I could have done there. The shot was fantastic, upper corner. It wasn't quite top bins, but very close. Um, the shot came off, and it was just too high up. My goalkeeper's just not quite tall enough to read the touch for it, even though he's 6'5". Here a cross comes in, as you can see, and the cross comes in, and our defender easily clears it out. And there's been so many far post shots, I figured I might as well commit to the far post. I managed to tip this one onto my right post and keep my team in the equalizing opportunities. Here, cross comes in. I decided, punch it out. Oh well. And I'm hoping we can get onto the attack here. Unfortunately for me, though, we don't. And Mawson puts in this fantastic tackle, as you can see right there. Not much else happens, unfortunately, but here Mawson with an LTX cross puts Nasher, who's 5'8", in on the far post, who finishes near post with a far post with a fantastic shot. Nash's 5'8" has won so many headers in the last couple games that it's just been incredible to watch. Mawson especially has been really playing Nash and Flux in for the headers, getting assist after assist after assist, leading to his 9.9 player value that he has currently. Here another cross comes in, and Puyol, their center back, is wide up, way up at the top to try and get themselves the equalizer. And unfortunately for me, he does, fantastic shot to the near post once more. Finishing has been clinical in the last couple games, and very many good shots have gone in on me. Top corner as a goalkeeper and as a striker, I'd be happy with what I tried to do and what I managed to do. Um, Here, Vieto is trying to link up with Mawson's CPU, and he puts a good ball into the box in the 74th minute. And Flux here again puts the ball into the goal, really finding his happily finding his run of form in the last couple games, especially for us, winning us games and becoming very important in trying to get us the lead. Um, Unfortunately for us, that's the last opportunity we had in the game, and the last one they had in the game as well. We won 3-2, and here we can see our defensive lineup for the next game. We have basically our entire team up at this point: Nasher, Flux, and Mawson up top, Vieto on the left side, Gino, Orange, Nico, and Aself in the defensive position. Here, unfortunately for us, Flux, fantastic shot at the far post. Goalkeeper didn't do anything. Um, and he was offside, which was very terrible for us. We were hoping to get the early lead on Napoli and try and keep that lead for the rest of the game. Here they play it off of the offside. That Flux got a fantastic ball into the box. I managed to get the one little punch in. I'm expecting the other shot to come in, and it does, but it's very weak off of all the defenders we had, instantly marking him. You know, and here you can see the ball on the left wing, and I'm expecting it, and I'm expecting the far post cross as well. Fortunately for us, it doesn't come in because Orange makes a fantastic tackle on my left side. Um, and I'm expecting the ball to come into the six here. And little did I know, I was about to make the triple save of my life in the VFL so far. The ball goes into the 18, and it's headed into their striker, who right here I make one save, two save, and three saves to try and keep the ball out of the net, and I do, and that's probably the best play I've had all season, especially in this episode for sure. I've never had a triple save in the VFL before, and from such a close range. I wanted to show you guys a replay. One over my head, one very low to the ground, and another shot comes in, another one off of my chest. Glad I work out, bench pressing like a whole four teddy bears. Um, and luckily for me, nothing goes in, and you can see at the bottom right, I have a 10.0 rating, making a lot of saves. Unfortunately, that was the last I saw of that rating. Hearing a little bit of shambles in the box, and Mawson comes in with a pretty terrible tackle. Puts him into the penalty spot. Not much more Mawson was expected to. It was pretty unlucky as well. The player cut in right before Mawson made the challenge. He was already committed. Nothing more he could do. He was trying to feign to tell him to go to the right side, and unfortunately for me, I did too much, and I was hoping he would go to the right side, and he tricked me out, and went to the bottom left. Good penalty. What else can you expect from a striker in the VFL? I've been doing it pretty often to, point at the top right side and then dive to the right as well. Serie A players, please don't take notes. Um, so that left them 1-0 up in the 45th minute. So unfortunately for me, the audio was pretty corrupt, and so was the video as well. So I don't have the replay of their second goal. It was just like a far post finish. The striker got through pretty quickly. Here we can see Mawson playing an LTX ball again. And the first round of the crosses doesn't come in, but here Nasher comes in with his 5'8" height and jumping to manage to get over their defenders and win himself another header. You can see him flexing his big muscles there. His leg muscles must be huge with the amount of jumping he just did. He leapt like a salmon over the defender, as you can see here. Managed to get himself into the near post. The goalkeeper was left standing there. Not much the goalkeeper could have done. Unfortunately, that was the last replay of the game. Um, we lost 2-1, which sucked. But Napoli are a good side, and we went in trying to get the win. Unfortunately, we didn't. Nasher here in the second minute gets a very easy goal for himself personally. Um, and there, once you can see the header comes in from them. Hellas were at the bottom of the league while we were playing this game, and they still are. They haven't won a game, and we're dried up. We're drawed up here in the seventh minute. That makes me pretty uncomfortable because I personally, as the player that I am, I like to stay up in the lead, especially in a game like this where you should be in the lead, and there should be way more expected. Here, Flux steals the ball off, plays it into Nash, who gets past the goalkeeper, who makes a terrible dive. He plays it into Vieto, and Vieto can't finish his dinner. The ball goes onto to the center back's head, who was in the goal, and fortunately for us, though, here Vieto decides, you know what, I will finish my dinner. and he eats his broccoli and finishes near post. Good play from Vieto, good play from Mawson, who's getting himself another assist. Mawson's been playing fantastically with our offense, playing Nash with the through balls and Flux with the crosses. And as you can see in this game, for instance, Nash with the crosses as well. The cross comes in. I should have come out for it, and lucky me, the cross was right at me, and I managed to make the easy flick off to the right side. Here Flux, with his big powerful muscles, um, plays it into Nash, and then who plays it into Flux again. I think he's going to hold off the defense a little bit, but he plays a fantastic ball to Vieto, who in the near post goes over the goalkeeper and gets us back into the lead over Hellas. 3-2 now it is in the 23rd minute. I mean, yeah, in the 38th minute, and here in the 43rd minute, corner comes in. I don't quite get a touch to it, and in the back post, their player was wide open for the header. Um, our defense should have easily been able to mark him, and I should have said something as well. I'm just trying to get back onto my line. I was more focused on getting back on my line than I was on watching the players. So he was left wide open, and not much we can do. That was his hat trick as well. He managed to get man of the match for him by the end of the game. Here you can see Gino. You're trying to get the ball through, and um, the ball is he's lost here by Aself, and I make a great 1v1 save once again to keep the ball out of the back of the net. 1v1 saves has sort of been like a signature for me here at Sampdoria. Vieto here, playing through and plays it into Mawson, who takes a nice finesse shot to the near post. Goalkeeper's left sitting there. I'm pretty sure the goalkeeper's using the buttons, not the stick, because his diving was late, and as you can see in that 1v1 against Nash earlier, he made the dive in was not something you would do with the stick. The stick wouldn't have dived like that. So he's using the buttons, which I've repeatedly told the team, and shots from far out weren't going to go in that easily because the player would be easily fast enough to react. But Mawson, playing another LTX ball in, goes right into Flux. He finishes it in the far post. Great finish from Flux. He's been once again clinical for the team. Making goal after goal, and Mawson again with another assist. Who's been popping in the assists? I think that's his third in this game already. He's already got himself one goal as well. Here, he's looking like he's gonna get another assist, and then Nash plays it back in. Nash then gets his first goal of the game, finishing it in quickly to the right side. Flux played him in. Good assist from Flux as well. He's been playing very, very well. And then we're thinking, we're already celebrating basically, and their player comes in with a fantastic shot to my left side with a finesse shot. There's nothing I could have done as a goalkeeper there, especially because of his positioning and because of the way he shot it. Finesse shots are OP in FIFA 16, and what more can you expect? He curled it right around me, and I wasn't able to get a hand onto it. So Moss and Nash are here trying to connect up, and Vieta's trying to play Flux through. The ball gets taken from him, and you can see here on the right side, the players are wide open, and he's played straight through. I'm coming out for the 1v1, and Nico there gets a touch in, which fucks up my 1v1 positioning because I use Y to come out for the 1v1, and when the center back touches the ball, my 1v1 is cancelled, and I basically just stand there like a sitting duck at the 6, and he easily just puts it past me, leaving the game at 6-5 in the 90th minute with his second goal as well. Um, that was the end of the game for us, however, which was a great result for us, and I was really proud of how. All right, one last thing, guys. I just wanted to say I'm sorry for hitting such a high number in my fantastic counter, as you've seen so far in the video. I should have done so much better, and my vocabulary just isn't that large, I guess. I want to end it off with showing how I have 76 saves leading in the Serie A, and our table status right now is in 12th. I wanted to thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed. See ya.